Today we're going to be learning how to solve multi-step equations. Our first step is to distribute. Our second step is to combine like terms. Our third step is to solve. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this first problem, number 1. First thing what we're going to do is I'm going to draw a line down the equal sign. Everything on this left-hand side, I need to see if I need to distribute first. When we distribute, we're really looking for a set of parentheses. So I do not see any parentheses here. There is nothing to distribute. So we are finished with step 1. Step 2 says combine like terms. I can combine 9x with negative 7x. When I combine those two together, 9x minus 7x gives me 2x. I then need to combine positive 1 and negative 5. 1 minus 5 gives me negative 4. And bring down the equals negative 20. We now have to step 3, we have to solve. So the whole goal is to get x by itself. I'm going to start with adding 4 to both sides. 2x equals negative 20 plus 4 is negative 16. I'm going to move this up here just so I have enough room. So I'm rewriting it. 2x equals negative 16. To get x by itself, 2 is hooked on x. They're right next to each other. They're multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division. Divide both sides by 2. X equals negative 8. All right, let's go to number 2. Our first step is we're going to draw a line down the equal sign. There is a set of parentheses here. Negative 7 is outside the parentheses. So our first step is to distribute. Negative 7 times 3a and negative 7 times negative 1. So negative 7 times 3a is negative 21a, and negative 7 times negative 1 is plus 7. Then I'm going to bring down the equals and 91 on the other side. Step 2, combine like terms. There are not any terms on this right-hand side to combine. I cannot combine a negative 21a with a 7 because the 21 has an a on it and the 7 does not. So let's move to step 3, and that's solving. We need to get a by itself. So I'm always going to subtract to get 7 by itself. 91 minus 7 is 84. Equals negative 21a. And I just brought this negative 21a down because I didn't touch it. So I'm going to move this over here just so I have enough space to write because I'm a big writer. So 84 equals negative 21a. So I still have a on the right-hand side, and I need to get it by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 21 because negative 21 is being multiplied to a, and the opposite of multiplication is division. Divide both sides by negative 21, and on my calculator I'm going to type 84 divided by negative 21, and I get negative 4 equals a. All right, number 3. draw the line down the equal sign. My first step is to distribute, and I see a set of parentheses right here, okay? And that -5 is, we need to distribute inside the parentheses. So -5 times 3m and -5 times 10. -5 times 3m is -15m, and -5 times 10 is -50. I didn't do anything with this 4m, so I'm just going to bring this 4m down in front of it, bring down the equal sign, and bring down 126. Step 2 is combine like terms. I can combine this 4m with a -15m because they both have an m attached to it. So 4m minus 15m is -11m. And nothing combines with this -50, so I'm just going to bring it down. Equals 126. I then need to solve. To get m by itself, I need to add 50 to both sides because it's -50. 50's cancel. I'm left with -11m equals 176. I'm going to move this over here because I don't have enough room. So -11m equals 176. -11 and m are attached to each other. They're like dragonflies. They're multiplying. So to get rid of multiplication, we need to divide both sides by -11. The 11's cancel. M equals -16. All right, number 4. I'm going to draw a line down the equal sign. And there are actually 2 set of parentheses. I have a -3 times k minus 8, and then I have a negative times a k plus 5. Let's look at this first one. -3 times k is -3k. -3 times -8 is plus 24. That's our first set of distribution. Now let's look at our second set of parentheses that we need to distribute. I just see a negative sign. If it's just a negative sign on the outside, you need to add a -1 there because that's really a -1 that's outside that parenthesis. So let's distribute a -1 times k. So -1 times k is -1k. And -1 times 5 is -5. And I'm going to bring down this equals 23. Step number 2 is distribute. What can I combine this -3k with? I can combine -3k with -1k because they both have a k on it. My calculator, -3 minus 1 is -4k. Plus 24 can combine with -5. Plus 24 minus 5 gives me plus 19. And bring down this equals 23. I now need to get k by itself. So I'm going to subtract 19 from both sides. -4k equals 23 minus 19 is 4. Let's rewrite this over here just because I don't have enough room. Oops, and let's erase that because that's supposed to say -4k equals 4. Negative 4k is attached to k. That means that they are multiplying. I need to divide both sides by negative 4. The negative 4's cancel. K equals 4 divided by negative 4 gives me negative 1. Okay, let's work on number 5. Draw a line down my equal sign. I need to first see, is there anywhere where I can distribute? And I see a set of parentheses right here. This negative 6 can distribute or multiply. So negative 6 times 2x is negative 12x. And negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. I didn't touch the 10x, so I'm going to bring the 10x down in front, the equal sign, and the 20. Step 2 is I need to combine like terms. This 10x can combine with this negative 12x because they both have an x on them. 10x minus 12x is negative 2x. And then I didn't touch the 30, so bring down the negative 30, the equal sign, and 20. I do not have any more like terms on the right side of the equal sign or any like terms on the left side of the equal sign. So now I need to solve. My first step is I'm going to get rid of this negative 30. To get rid of negative 30 is I add 30 to both sides. I have negative 2x equals 20 plus 30 is 50. Divide both sides by negative 2 because it's multiplying. When I divide both sides by negative 2, I'm left with negative 25 equals x. Okay, let's go to the back of the paper. We're not going to do all of these. We're only going to pick some. I want you to go to number 7. So we are looking at number 7. Our first step is to distribute. I see a set of parentheses here. There was a problem on the back that there was a negative sign on the outside. Does anyone remember what I need to add in front of this parenthesis? You need to add a negative 1 because that negative 1 is what is going to distribute throughout your parentheses. So let's draw my line down my equal sign and let's distribute. Negative 1 times 2h is negative 2h. Negative 1 times negative 1 is plus 1. And I didn't touch the equal sign, so I'm going to bring down the equal sign, bring down 118, and bring down this 11h. Step 2 is to combine like terms. I can combine this 11h with a negative 2h. 11h minus 2h is 9h. And bring down this plus 1 equals 118. Let's solve. To get rid of this plus 1, we subtract 1 from both sides. Cross them off. 9h equals 117. 9 and h are attached to each other, so that means that they are multiplying. Divide by 9 on both sides. H equals, and let's put my calculator, 117 divided by 9, and I get h equals 13. All right, let's look at number 8. Let's first start by drawing my line down my equal sign. Our first step is to distribute. I see a set of parentheses here. So I'm going to need to distribute. Just because there's a fraction, it doesn't change anything. And in fact, just use your calculator. So 1/2 times 10x. So 1/2. So in my calculator, and I'm going to write this here, in my TI calculator, I'm going to do 1 divided by 2 and put that in parentheses, and then multiply by 10. So this is just my little notes. You don't need to write that down right now. So parentheses, 1/2 times 10 is 5. So let's erase this because this was just my notes. 1/2 times 10x is 5x. Now let's multiply 1/2 times -2. So just so you know, when you type that in your calculator, you would do parentheses 1 divided by, when in fact that would look like this. 1 divided by 2 and parentheses times -2. So that's what this is, what you're typing in your calculator. So 1/2 times -2 gives me -1. And then bring down this plus 3x, bring down the equal sign, and bring down -25. Step 2 is we need to combine like terms. I can combine 5x with plus 3x. So make sure you bring the sign with it, this positive. So 5x plus 3x is 8x. And bring down this -1, the equal sign, and then -25. Step 3 is solve. To get x by itself, I'm going to start by adding 1 to both sides. -25 plus 1 is -24 equals 8x. 8 and x are right next to each other, so that means that they are multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division, so divide both sides by 8. X will equal -24 divided by 8 is -3. So -3 equals x.